Howdy everybody, welcome back to Random Things. I am James, and today we're going to be talking about Faunageddon. So, when I made Faunageddon, I was inspired by stuff like Warhammer and also stuff like D&D. And what I mean is that the way it plays. So the way to play one, typical war game. Get your figures from your favorite factions, get a friend with figures from your favorite faction, and just have them just duel it out. And the second way to play would be a more narrative way, something like D&D, where you take a party of figures and you have missions and stuff to do. Like, take your favorite character. This is my favorite, by the way, a pig engineer. And have a campaign, sort of, collect things, collect stats, go through a big narrative campaign. The problem kind of comes in, well, factions don't really, at least the lore I made, wouldn't really be fighting each other. Let me explain. Okay, so you have the four main factions. The problem is you got the middle kitties. See, these guys are sort of the Mad Maxy, like Fallout type guys who live mostly in the ruins of what used to be New York City. And their main faction is a unreleased, I haven't made any because I'm lazy, faction of dogs. And they really just kind of stay to themselves. They might clash sometimes, but they don't really be beefing with anyone else other than the dogs. Then you have the Barmery. These guys are the military force. They're more peacekeepers than conquerors. They won't going out still in territory unless they have to. They're more going to be defending cities, and if any force, basically like that, they're kind of like superheroes. If someone needs help, they call out and the Barmery comes and rescues them. Then you have the Guild of Engineers. These guys are contractors. They basically get paid by other factions to come help or do jobs for them. They can be useful in combat, and yeah, you don't want to fuck with them. But they're really more like mercenaries. They're paid to help out where it is. They're not going to be out just beefing with other factions. Then these guys. These are my most undeveloped one. I made them because they look cool, and I think they'll be more sort of street punks. They're not really out trying to conquer lands. They're just mysterious. They get in the way. They fuck around. More punks than conquerors or like an actual threat. So with that said, these guys would not really be beefing with each other. So that means we need to make an enemy, something for them to fight for the story mode. And so I came up with something. These guys are going to be the main enemies of the Barmery. They share a lot of territory. And they go by a couple of names. Those who work the fields, those who wait in the fields, the men of the field, the Fieldmen. So who are the Fieldmen? Well, to put it simple, they are magical powered combat scarecrows. So this is a fact we know as, I guess, us as players. But apparently back in the time of humans, humans on the farms, needing more farm hands, decided to start enchanting their scarecrows. And so basically that's what they did. They enchanted scarecrows. Each Fieldman kind of has a simple task. Simple, plant and harvest grain. Or ones that do different jobs. But basically they all have very similar features. They're tall, lanky, usually made of wood, metal. Very simple. I like that because I can make a lot of them really quickly. And there's been, if you guys have been following me on my Facebook or YouTube shorts, plus what's it called, TikTok, I've been drawing up all kinds of cool little different design ones. A few have already made, such as this itty bitty rat catcher, and this big, massive, experimental, I guess, freaking harvester, combiner, multi-purposed one, as I've called the Grain Master. And someone might plan like this really lanky apple picker, or the more stalkerish hay tender. I've even made a couple of what I call abominations I might use as bosses that are outside the normal Fieldmen like powers and abilities, just fun, and it might be cool to make. So why exactly are the armory and these guys fighting with each other though? The Fieldmen are mysterious. We're not exactly out to conquer anything. See, sometime after the humans disappeared, I guess whatever magic that powered them kind of got haywire. See, after men left, they're still working and doing their jobs. And they really, really don't like it when people get in the way. So you have issues with people wandering into their fields and then getting attacked by, the ones that harvest grain because they see people or animals as a threat to the grain. The apple picker, for instance, you go up and try to take an apple from one of the trees, he's going to come after you. But for the most part, they're sort of neutral. Example with the apple picker. You could walk through an apple orchard, and as long as you don't harm the trees or try to prevent them from doing their jobs, they'll leave you alone. The problem is, though, that means that there are just farms and fields of untapped resources just ready to be taken. And with the population as it is, yeah, people are tempted to get in there and take things, which is going to have a lot to do. Like I said with the intro, the armory really is about defending people. So you have idiots go in trying to take, the Fieldmen's goods, and the Fieldmen attacking, and then the armory having to step in and defend towns because people decided to not grow their own shit. There is one, I guess, say good thing about it is that Fieldmen are kind of nocturnal. They sort of enter a standby state where they kind of turn back into the normal scarecrows. During the day, they're secretly recharging because they're powered by the sun, but they don't know that. And so basically people will sneak in the day, try to take their grain without disturbing them because they're asleep. They're not deactivated, they're just asleep. You bump one, they're going to wake up and come after you. So you have issues with people who get caught out late, who just mess up, and the armory has to come in. And, well, the armory has really good at killing them. And because they are made of wood and stuff, you wouldn't think they'd be very strong. The thing is, they're almost zombie-like in that they can keep going. They don't bleed, they're nothing out. Their heads, which is always a copper orb, is their core. And you have to destroy the core to destroy them. But until you do that, they will just keep coming after you, and they'll come after you in numbers. And that is the problem. They're sort of zombie scarecrows that are very good at, they don't feel pain and killing and stuff. And that's kind of where I'm at with them. I'm thinking of some other lore I might add to in the future, like maybe they expand their fields. Maybe there's a reason why, maybe there's some that in other areas that are intelligent and can talk, because right now they don't talk, they're completely silent. So another thing that's creepy, they sneak up on you. But I've been having so much fun drawing and coming up with ideas. They're so simple to make. I can't wait to make an army with them. Have different narratives with them. If you guys have any suggestions, I already have an idea in my head, thinking about one that cuts wood, maybe one that's a butcher. I'm so excited about these, and guys, hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I've been so happy to finally talk about this. If you guys have any ideas, please leave them down below. Let me know which one of these you have already made or plan to make you guys like the most. And thank you guys for stopping by. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one. Peace.